Alright, this is the Week 8 Fantasy EHP recap with Frublox, me, and Pandobra.
Yo, Pandobra here.
Alright, so the first matchup of the week was Storgish Khan Devils versus the Relica Penance Runners. I think overall this was a pretty expected matchup. The Dorgish Khan Devils did not really try at all, and the Relica Penance Runners did not go super hard, but they definitely put in the hours to 100 point the Devils. Any comments on the individual players of this matchup?
You know, 40-week neat, living up to his name. I think you were barraging.
Yeah, it was an interesting
week.
week for me. It's the first time I did not hunt for about 6 months. So I did barraging, diaries, and some construction.
Yeah, it seems like a throwaway week for you guys. Cityless was doing nights, I believe.
I think Cityless was doing nights because he really wanted to do them before they got nerfed. Although that doesn't seem to have happened yet.
Yeah, they said they were going to nerf him, but I don't know what happened.
I'm not too sure what's going on with 40-week neat D because obviously he's a neat and he's doing 45. But hopefully he'll perform week 9.
Maybe they're just saving up energy for their next matchup versus the Jostlers.
Oh yeah, that's possible. But I mean, he did this last week or the week before that.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
No flame.
Alright. On the Relic of Penance Runner's side, it seems like everyone's doing their kind of normal hours. Sean Baines does go out leading the team. Sean is now a summer neat, so we expect big numbers from him.
Fresh off the finals.
That's right. Stuskilot just doing big hours as always. Hampus and who is CHLDK?
That's Borsey. That's okay. I think that's typical hours for him.
Yeah, I was gonna say it seems pretty solid. Kirsten, Karma, and Pounder 73, they seem to be on the lower end of the team. Not exactly sandbagging, but definitely not performing at full potential.
Yeah, didn't need it. Guess they were just chilling this week.
Either chilling or burnt. Ook has told me that he's burnt, but I don't know if I can trust him.
I've heard that some of the RPR members are burnt, but I also heard they're going hard next week.
What, week 9?
Yep, versus the Kakaz.
Ooh, yeah, that's going to be an interesting matchup. Alright, anything more to say on this matchup?
Nope, just a stomp, I guess.
Yep.
Sorry to say.
Okay, moving on to BBB versus Catacomb Cats. We have a pretty interesting matchup. Came quite close. 646 versus 621. Any thoughts on the individual players for this matchup?
Yeah, man. D140L, as he changed his name to. He did his rank 1 mining week in the middle of this fantasy competition here. Big congrats to him.
Yeah, rank 1 mining week. That's very, very fat. Do you know if he actually did a 140 on his CML?
I'm sure he did.
Damn, living up to his name.
That was a pretty hard mining week to beat.
We have, I think, I'm not sure what Killzone and Magicula are doing, because I know they're historically DH zoners, but were they doing that this week?
I'm sure they were. I think I actually saw some screenshots on Twitter of Killzone fire making a bit, so...
Yeah, I remember hearing that he didn't want to do fire making because he didn't want people to see him be bad at it.
Yeah, but he was, I did see an hour. It was a pretty good hour, I think.
Yeah, it looks like he's switching up from the DH zone, especially now that in week 9, melees are quite in a different position.
Yeah, they're changing him.
Yeah.
To match Necreal's.
Other than that,
Necreal Crystal Halberd.
Oh yeah, neck working in Sea Halley Smoke Devils.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or Just Stuff
on the big ballers. No, it's Necreal Crystal Halley.
Oh, Necreal Crystal Halley. All right. Anyway.
Yeah, well, also Smoke Devils, but yeah.
Something interesting though, on BBB it seems like everyone did at least an 80 except for K4. Not too sure what's the deal with K4.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it might be raids 2. he's doing. I'm not sure. Like, I don't know anything about what he's doing IRL.
I heard something about raids too, but I wasn't sure if like he
Oh
actually
yeah,
just dropped it to do PVM like Jicklum.
yeah. I think he was pretty interested in raids too, from what I heard.
Yeah, but other than that, BBB doing a very solid week as they usually do, and they
Yeah,
did earn the win even if K4 sandbagged.
yeah. Also, on the side of cats, I'd like to mention that Hiddy, pretty sure he had finals. He did a 96,
Ooh,
and Hebox Jong had a surgery, pretty sure, and he still managed to put up almost a 70.
what kind of
So that's
surgery? Do
pretty.
you know?
I have no idea. I just heard he had surgery
Oh,
from
okay.
D4L.
Um,
Uh, yeah. Oh yeah, they also managed to get Jicklum to stop sandbagging and put in some hours this week.
do you know what he was doing last week?
Last week, um, raids, I think. Oh no.
Oh, that
Yeah,
was
yeah, he
the
was doing
that was
raids.
the week he stopped to do PVM, right?
Yeah, there was 1 week where he did 100 Daraking, but I don't think it was last week.
Yeah, I think last week he also did some tithe farm
Oh yeah,
that he wanted to get the outfit.
yeah. Big one for the cats. They really needed this 40 point, and they worked really hard for it.
Yeah, they definitely secured it by 20 hours. Very nice margin. A couple other interesting players on here. Sen's doing a 73. I've heard that he works full time and that he is
Yeah,
out of zone, so that's pretty solid from him. I don't think
yeah,
he's been able to secure a week off for fantasy yet.
yeah. I don't know anything about his situation.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about what he's up to. Bike Trail doing a 74. I would think that's a bit low from him. He's been doing a lot higher weeks throughout fantasy. Is that right?
I don't know. I don't. I haven't kept track of.
I just
What he's
remember
been
that
doing.
he was the rank 1 free agent and he was on like 100 something.
Was he rank 1?
Yeah, he was rank 1 free agent for quite a while until he got picked up, obviously.
Oh,
And then Cap King doing a 101. Pretty insane hours from him.
oh yeah,
I think he's
he's been going
definitely
big.
very motivated.
Oh, also forgot to mention Dylan got 200 mil crafting during this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Wait, what's his RSN?
R lad biggest 0107.
Oh, damn, yeah. He did get 200 mil. Alright, so anything else to say on this matchup?
Nah, that's about everything.
Yeah, overall just a close match and good hours from each side of the team. Alright, so the next matchup was Menophyte Murals and Lunar Isle Lunatics. This
Yep.
was an interesting one. It was 100 hours from the... It was 100 hours sampling by the Lunatics.
Yeah.
So do you want to go into on the individual players first?
Yeah, sure. So Saltia, he always does over 100. No surprise there.
Yeah.
Uh, everyone like except for Pleb doing not too big. I believe that the Miracles didn't even have a full lineup to start this week, so they planned to throw it away anyways. So I think some of their players were just taking it easy this week. You can see Pulley with a 20. I think he was doing some midsummer stuff for, I don't know, with his friends maybe. I'm not too sure. I don't know if anyone else had any big plans or if they were just relaxing because they knew they couldn't do much
Well,
or what.
I know Fury Lord in particular has been on pretty low weeks these past couple weeks. He used to be on quite high weeks, and now it seems like he's just a little bit toasty.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with him there.
K Buns, I think, is recovering from his really, really high week the previous week. He did like a 110
yeah.
or something.
Yeah, I think it was a 110.
Yeah, pretty
Fat.
insane. You know who Jostler is?
Yeah, that's Bront. He just got traded over from the Jostlers, so that's why his name is Jostler.
Oh, okay. Do you know
Also,
what?
he's the manager.
Okay.
Jostlers.
Eli on a 65. Does he have a... You know what his situation's like?
I don't know what he did that week, but it's a bit low for him, I guess. But he might have just been because he already knew that they weren't gonna win this week, so they just I'm sure he took it easy or something.
Yeah, I mean, aside from this, it looks like Salty and Utter play bowling up the team.
Yeah, they were
Um,
doing pretty well.
yeah, it seems like they're just going to do consistent 90, 100 hours, even if they're not super motivated to win the match. So that's it, I think, for Metafight Miracles. On the Lunar Isle Lunatics, I think there were a couple interesting people.
Yeah,
Rank 1, of course, is Pano, his 130-hour agility week. I believe that
Pano
was his
is back.
I believe that was his RD week, right?
He's still on the RD week. He started at Monday, so
Oh, okay.
we'll see if he beats whatever his goal is.
Yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know, Pano was one of the people on the poll. Well, actually, two of the people on the poll that were. It was basically a poll of who would come back for fantasy. It was like Harry, Pano, and who else was it?
Lasby
Oh, Lasby.
and Ardino.
Yeah, I already know. It looks like Pano won that one by coming back with 130 hour this week. Definitely, I wouldn't say this was a super necessary win, or super necessary for the Lunatics to win, obviously, but it did help get a very fat week, and they definitely secured the 100 hour with that.
Yeah, I think at this point they're pretty much guaranteed a second seed.
Yeah. I think Genitalia is also doing pretty well. I know Genitalia's been doing like 120, 130 for quite a few weeks during fantasy. That's pretty insane.
Yeah, one of the better trades they made on this team, I think.
I can definitely see Genitalia being on top of the team for finals as well.
Yeah, for sure. Super good player.
Do you know who WJDDM is?
Yeah, that's Leafs Nicholas, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. 86.
86, yeah. Bit average for him, maybe a little lower for him. I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's a pretty solid week anyway.
Yeah, he's just a good player,
Yeah. King Sawyer, yeah, this is where the weeks start dropping off.
Yeah.
King Sawyer with a 55.
Yeah, Sawyer, believe had some Windows problems with his computer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was, he had to reinstall Windows and stuff in the middle of his week. Very unfortunate stuff, but good thing he picked a good week for it to happen, I guess.
Yeah, personally, I think King Sawyer will still pop off for finals. It's just that obviously this week he ran into some troubles. He's already proven what he can do with RC.
Yeah, talented player.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So Harmony, that's VR, right?
Yeah, that's VR.
So I think Harmony is just a bit very burnt from doing like 150s.
I think I think he's burnt, and I believe he had to go to Florida.
Oh, really?
In the middle of the week. I'm not too sure if it was in the middle of the week or in the end. But yeah.
Alright, and then Pot Often with the 38.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about Pot Often. Maybe they just started him just because. Maybe he ran into some troubles in the middle of the week. Who knows?
Yeah, it's definitely possible. Do you know what Pot Often's weeks have been before? I don't remember him being started that many times.
I don't know. I remember Heron. He's pretty like hit or miss when they play him.
Who is?
Pot Often.
Oh, okay, yeah, Pot Often. Yeah, I just don't know. I haven't seen him that much for fantasy.
Yeah, me neither.
Alright. Which one do we do next? Glory's Gang or Jostlers?
I think we do Jostlers versus yeah.
Okay, so Jostlers versus the Ack Boys. This was a very much like the Devils versus the Runners. 382 versus 547. Yep, pretty self-explanatory matchup. Just one of the lower ranked teams going up against one of the higher ranked teams and just deciding to take the L.
Yeah, they didn't care about this match. They want to focus on the Devils next week.
Yeah.
I believe. with all the players. You can see Aziz, I think he's doing Redwood still. Trikul, the bottom there, he's doing Attack Slayer, and Attack is 250, 240k.
I believe it's 240k.
And it wasn't scaled for Slayer yet, so. And then Alpaca and this dude, which is Danis. I think they were doing Knights.
Yeah, I think
Not
they're.
too sure.
I think yeah, everyone's pretty much had the same mentality. Just a throwaway week. I mean, I know Dan S was at the end questing with ARP on his main, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was doing Knights during that then. Oh wait.
No, on the main.
On his main.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did Dragon Slayer too.
Pretty hype content.
So I know the people like for this week didn't do that many hours, but who do you think's gonna pop off for, like, say week 9 or finals?
On this team on the Jostlers.
Yeah, the Jostlers.
For week 9, I think Alpaca Laka, he has got some big plans for that week.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
for week 9, he's going to do a crafting week, so he's just going to put in a lot of hours regardless. I think Brandine is also a solid player for the Jostlers. I think he's going to probably do a similar 80 plus week.
Yeah. Also, I think Ray is pretty good. He did a 66, but I believe he was doing Redwoods and playing Skyrim with Titty Mod, so I don't think he'll be doing that next week.
You think Ray's going to get really motivated?
Yeah, they drafted him for that week, so I would be surprised if he didn't try.
Okay. Who is CH? Oh, CHL is Ray.
That's Ray.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, Ray on a 66.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, not too much to say. I don't think they'll be starting Aziz again, unless he is unburnt.
Or if they don't have players to replace him.
I think he's already not started for this week, or week 9.
Oh yeah. I can check.
I can check as well.
He is not.
Yeah. Well, they are starting Razor Beast, which is not a good sign, but...
Yeah, but I'm sure he can do more than Aziz's
I don't know,
unfortunate situation on
I haven't heard of Razor Beast playing much.
Yeah,
at
but
all.
I think he can do like at least a 40 or something.
You think Razor Beast can do 40?
Yeah.
Alright. Fair enough. I don't know that much about Razor Beast. So that's kind of it for the Jostlers this week. What about the Yak Boys? Anyone stand out?
I mean, it's pretty typical from top 3 there. Blind, Boogeyman, Kelafan, all doing 90 plus, Blind doing 100. Kawaii did an average week. And then on the bottom 3, featuring myself, I don't know, I think House Cutie's burnt, definitely. Socha, I didn't know much about what he did this week, so can't really comment there, but I think he's maybe a little burnt. And then I just sort of played until we were up 100 points, and then after we were there, I just slowly stopped playing.
Alright. Do you think Blind's week is going to be devalued with the new melee changes?
Oh, definitely. We have, I think 3 Slayers, so Blind, Boogie, and Kawaii.
Oh, they're all Slaying? I didn't know that.
All doing Slayer, yeah. So...
Are they all doing melee Slayer, or like...
No, they're doing Barrage, so they're gonna get worse EHP with the new changes.
Yeah, how many hours do you think that's going to set them off?
I don't know. I look at that map and I just do not know what the heck is going on there.
I think I heard Blind say that maybe 10 HP for like every 100. That could be pretty big.
I believe that was just with the strength change.
Yeah, and I think
But
attack
now they
got
changed.
changed as well, right?
Yeah, I think I don't know what they changed the ratios and stuff, so I'm not too sure like
Yeah, the
how that works.
melee XP is very, very... Well, the melee EHP rates are very different for week 9. Very complicated, apparently.
Yeah.
But yeah, for this week, I think the Yak Boys did a fine job at 100 pointing the Jostlers. Pretty much the same performance that Penance Runners did this week. Same kind of situation.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, pretty much.
Right, I think that's all for that matchup. So our last matchup is Glory's Gang versus Team Death. It was 442 versus 445, a very close matchup. Only a couple hours
Yeah,
off.
matchup of the week.
This is probably one of the closest matchups. I'm not sure. Well, actually, there were a couple matchups in
Mm,
the previous weeks that were like point something EHP, right?
Uh, I don't. I'm not too sure. I know there's only one matchup that comes to mind. It's first week Miracles versus BBB. That was 4.3,
Let me
but
check
this
right now.
is less than 3, right? So
Miracles
might be the
versus
closest.
BBB. No, that was a difference of 5 hours. I think at one point it
Well,
was
4.3, right? Or no, was it actually just?
no, it's like yeah, 4.3. But this is like 3.
Wait.
This is about 3 hours of difference.
Oh yeah. That's what I mean. I'm saying that's like the closest.
Yeah, this is
I think
definitely
this is the closest. That's what I'm saying.
okay.
Uh,
What do you think about like overall these two teams? Were they going hard, or they were just kind of doing whatever?
I think Team Death was crispy, man. Like, there's no way they should let it get this close
Yeah,
at all.
like especially, I mean, I can see already like Whiteside. I'm not too sure about him, but the fact that he did a 24 and they lost by 3 hours is pretty shocking.
Yeah, like,
He did 4 hours less than RM Tank.
yeah. RM Tank surprise start this week for sure.
Yeah, so are we gonna talk about RM Tank and why he was drafted or why he was started?
I don't know why he was started. I think
I do.
Glory. You do.
Yeah.
Go ahead then.
So apparently RM Tank, this is just what I've heard. Maybe it's not true, but RM Tank paid Glorious 10 mil to start him.
Ooh.
And Glorious was like, yeah. So that's the story.
Bringing into question a bit, maybe
Yeah, so
what's
Glorious,
going on there.
yeah, so thinking about that actually, Glorious actually traded the win for 10 mil. He
Yeah,
traded the
there
point.
was there was a player called Audrey Horn on the Glories who did I believe 100 this week.
Oh yeah,
They did
Audrey
not
did not
start.
start this week. Audrey was
Yeah,
super like MIA for the previous week, but now Audrey came back.
I believe also Constellar did a decent week, maybe. Well, good enough to win,
I'm
of
sure
course.
almost every other player on the Glorious Gang roster would have done more than a 28.
Yeah, no doubt. 28 is very low.
Yeah, 28 is very low for fantasy, or just any league in general, I suppose, if you're actually playing. So yeah, that was like the rest of the players. Not too much to say. I mean, I
Yeah,
think
I
they're
don't.
doing pretty normal hours for them.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know about their like any of these players really. Maybe like some
Well,
on death.
I can
I know
sort
a
of
couple.
comment on EG Froggen. EG Froggen's been going. He went a lot harder than he did week previous to this one. I think he did. Actually, let me just check what he did. It was week 7. Yeah, so he did an 86 week 7 against the Devils, and this was against Team Death. So yeah, he did a 94 against Team Death. I think he was really hoping to win, but he saw how
Yeah, it
close they
probably
were.
was. This
He's definitely put in a
this
lot
would
of
have.
hours.
Yeah, he definitely did. I think he was trying to get the Glorious their only win,
Yeah.
looking like they'll go 0-9
Oh, I mean, definitely.
with.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think at this point, every team is beating Glorious Gang just about.
yeah, they're playing the Miracles next. That will probably be a loss for them.
Yeah, unfortunately. And I think Heartless G, Oscar, AJ, Lynx Titan, of course, they're all doing pretty solid out or pretty normal hours for what they've been doing.
Yeah, that's what they've been doing all fantasy.
Do you know who GLFKD is?
I don't actually know this one.
Oh wait, I think this might be Glad's.
No, the Glads is on death. He's the fish.
Oh, that's
152.
right. I just saw GL and then a D. I thought that was Glad. Um, yeah, mystery player. I'm not too sure.
I'm gonna add them real quick and see. Wait. Oh, they're already on my friends list. This is Oh wait, no, they're not. I just mistyped it. Oh wait, they might have changed their name actually. Let's just go on. Let's just move on.
I already changed their name.
Yeah, I don't know.
Alright. So yeah, from Team Death, we have pretty much the same hours. We have one guy at the top doing a 90, Al Axel, and then we have everyone else sort of on a 70, between like 50 to 70 average, and then one person sandbagging with like a 20 something. Actually,
Yeah,
really similar matchups or similar hours.
yeah, it is. Oh yeah, all the way up to the top. It's pretty similar.
Yeah,
Yeah, they just burnt out this week. I think.
I
I don't
guess
know what happened with Death.
individually, I mean, Al Axel's doing solid hours for whatever he's
Yes.
doing, probably. I'm assuming. And I think Glads is burnt, so
Glad.
76 is pretty good for him if he's
Yeah,
burnt.
and I heard Dynamic was working a lot. I'm not. I think he said that.
Yeah, I'm sure Dynamic has some IRL obligations this week. Actually, I'm not
Yeah,
too sure. What does he usually do?
he works at some like.
I mean, his
Uh,
hours.
oh, he can do like really good hours, like 90 plus usually, or like previous weeks he's done that.
Okay, so yeah, it
So
seems
I
like he just sort of, yeah, they're
just
kicked back this week, or he just was really busy. One of the two.
yeah, I think he was just busy.
Okay. Um, no vacation on a 65. What do you? Any thoughts on that?
I don't know much about No Vacation, but it seems low for him.
Yeah, I think no vacation does not have IRL obligations right now, so this seems very low for him. Maybe I'm wrong about
Yeah,
that, but I know that apart from being a very micro player, holding a lot of gatherer records, he is. I think he does play quite a bit. Just that recently he hasn't played quite as much. I'm not too sure what his hours were previously for fantasy.
yeah, I don't know what his average is, but he's obviously done like huge weeks
Yeah.
before. Also, GLFKD's Solus Frick.
Oh, okay, frick.
Yeah,
Yeah, not too much to say. Don't really know much about frick.
yep.
Alright, so Cruisebot on a 60. I think that's pretty toasty.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think he has much to do outside. He's pretty young, and it's summer, so
I think
I
quite a
don't know.
bit of people are summer needs right now.
Yeah, I
What
would
about
say he.
there?
I don't know anything about him.
Honestly, same. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, just imagine if Glory's gang played anyone but Arm Tank.
Yeah.
This could have been a completely different match.
Honestly,
Like
well, okay. So what would have the extra point done for Glorious Gang?
it wouldn't have done anything for Glory's gang, but if Glory's gang won this, Team Death would be out of the playoffs.
Oh, that's right, because Team Death is sort of like just barely
They're
into the playoffs.
they're fifth right now, but a win is like 4 points. So they really needed those 4 points because everyone like the bottom three is pretty close.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how it is now. There's the top teams sort of just pushing out the middle tier teams and sort of becoming very competitive.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, anything to say overall in this week? Any surprises?
Just a pretty like average week with a couple of standout players in Pano and D4L.
Yeah, I think overall this week was pretty relaxed for quite a few teams. Like there were quite a few teams
Yeah.
that just did not have motivated people or people doing really low weeks.
Yeah, it was a bunch of easy matchups aside from Big Ballers versus Cats and Death versus Glories.
Yeah. Well, Death versus Glorious, I think they were both burnt, but they were both equally burnt.
It's a it's a what's the disabled Olympics going on there.
All right, if you want to call that, yeah.
Yeah.
I think yeah, the two most interesting matches were probably the Ballers versus the Cats and Glorious versus Team Death. Right, so that was the week 8 recap.
Yep.